Hello Simply G fam, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making these soft and savory Nigerian meat pies. Let's get to it. So let's start off with our ingredients. I have my ground turkey here. I know traditionally people use ground beef, but I prefer turkey, but you can certainly use any meat of your choice. And here's my butter, my potatoes already cut in little pieces, and then I have my carrot over here. There's my all-purpose flour. I'm using the organic. There's my salt, my pepper, and onions. I got water over here, nutmeg, Maggi, and baking soda. You don't really need the baking soda if you don't want. Your meat pie will still come out perfect. And I have my paprika here, which is not traditionally used for meat pie, but I'm using it to darken my turkey meat so it looks more like regular beef. And these are all my ingredients, and I'll be leaving all the measurements in the description box. Without further ado, let's get cooking. So let's start by getting our meat pie stuffing ready, because that has to cool down before you put it into the pastry. So here I added my oil and I'm frying my onions. Fry your onions a bit before adding your meat. So while your meat is cooking, you need to frequently mix it to keep it from getting lumpy. So now, because I'm using turkey, the color will look just like this. And this is when I will add my paprika to give it that darker color. And here we are. I am totally satisfied with this color. So next I'm adding salt, pepper, and Maggi cube. So mix thoroughly and add a little bit of flour to thicken your stuffing. And it's easier to add the flour before adding water into the meat. It's easier to mix it that way. So now I'm adding some water and then add the potatoes. Do not overcook the potatoes here. Cover and allow the potatoes to cook for a bit before adding your carrots. Allow the carrots to cook just for a minute. At this point, you need to taste your stuffing to determine if it needs more seasoning. Here's an option. You might choose to add garlic or curry powder here, or you might want to leave it basic. That's entirely up to you. Otherwise, your stuffing is ready. Set it aside and allow it to cool down. And now we'll prepare the dough. I'm adding the flours using KitchenAid here. Next, I will be adding all the dry ingredients, which are the salt, nutmeg, and baking soda. And making sure I mix that in thoroughly before adding the butter and water. Your butter needs to be cold to get a better result. So after your butter is thoroughly mixed in, your flour should feel or look like a breadcrumb. Now start to add water a little at a time to make sure you didn't make it too soft. Just as a side note, you can also make your meat pie by kneading it with your hand. If you don't have a KitchenAid, I actually prefer kneading it with my hand so I don't have to do all the cleaning. And here we are. The dough is ready. You do not want it too soft or too hard. So here is your dough. Cover it to rest for 20 minutes and set your oven to 350 degrees. Our dough is well rested. Let's finish baking. So here I'm cutting the dough into parts so that it's easier to knead and mold. So now just roll your dough and shape your meat pies. Add some flour to the roller once it gets sticky. When adding the stuffing, try not to add too much and place the stuffing on one side so it's easier to seal the pastry. You might also opt to use a little bit of water to the edge or a little bit of egg to help with the seal. To seal your meat pies doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes it still opens up when it's baking and it's totally okay. So you got the idea now. Repeat the same steps in kneading and shaping your meat pies to finish. So we are on our last one. I usually take whatever is left and twist into a pretzel. Here the meat pies are, glazed with egg and baked for 20 to 30 minutes in the preheated oven of 365 degrees until golden brown, just like this. These were perfect and delicious. The seasoning was just right. It was soft on the inside and a little crusty on the outside. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.